Over the Moon, the autobiography, written and read by David Essex. Introduction. From Jesus to Eddie Moon. The writer, F. Scott Fitzgerald, said there are no second acts in American lives. I guess I must be lucky I'm British then, as I reckon by now I've been through Acts 2, Acts 3, 4, and 5, and must be on the encore. I recently spent 5 months on EastEnders playing that lovable rogue with the dark past, Eddie Moon. It was a privilege to be part of one of the biggest shows on British TV, and I had a fantastic time making it. People seem to take to Eddie, and I guess for a lot of people under 30, that will be what they think when they see me now. Eddie Moon. For people a little older than that, however, it's a different story entirely. They may well focus on one of my many incarnations in the past. Maybe they will remember me as Jesus, or at least his human form on earth, when I first emerged from obscurity in the musical Godspell all those years ago. They might, however, prefer to think of David Essex, the singer and songwriter, the pop star, with the mop of gypsy curls who enjoyed a string of chart-topping hits, and who for a while seemed to be on the front cover of Jackie magazine every week. I know for some folk I will forever be the smiling waif who sang Rock On and Hold Me Close. Maybe others will always see me as Jim McClane, the angst-ridden anti-hero of the movies That'll Be the Day and Stardust, the working-class boy who longed to be a rock star and found fame and fortune only for them to destroy him. Jim seemed to leave a mark on a lot of people. He certainly left one on me. I've been told by some people they will always think of me as the iconic revolutionary Che Guevara who had so much impact when I played him on stage in Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber's Evita. And for a few, I will always be the amiable lockkeeper with a dodgy past from TV show The River. I think I've had quite a life, or quite a few lives to date. I have written West End musicals, scored ballets, and even, don't laugh, starred in a ninja action movie. And that's before we even mention the pantomimes, a novelty single, and a carry-on film. Yeah, really, in my early years. So, a lot happened before I spent a while as Eddie Moon, and now it feels like the time to reflect and tell my life story. I think it's a fairly extraordinary tale, and it began in a post-war East End district that was every bit as poor as Wolford, a place called Canning Town. Chapter 1. You can take the boy out of the East End. Over the years, people have made a lot of my relatively poor background and impoverished upbringing. But it never felt bad to me. As a kid, what you know is all you know, and my life always seemed fine and dandy. I could not have had 2 more loving parents, and when I think back, I remember a very happy childhood. I wasn't quite a war baby, but I wasn't far off. I made my first appearance on the 23rd of July, 1947, at a maternity hospital in West Ham in the heart of the East End. Forceps were involved. I was a bit on the light side at 6 pounds 4 ounces and was yellow with jaundice, so I kind of looked all that good. I wasn't David Essex in those days, of course. I was born David Albert Cook to my 2 loving parents, Albert and Olive. Not that anybody ever called her that. My mum was a petite woman, very beautiful and full of life, who looked a bit like a doll, and so went by the nickname Dolly, and that was what everybody knew her as. The 3 of us were lucky to be around. My parents had an eventful war. My dad, who worked on the docks when London's dockland really was docklands, had been conscripted into the Royal Artillery when hostilities broke out. He was stationed on the big guns in Dover and got posted up to Sunderland for a while. My dad had to get a 24-hour pass to marry Mum, and it was the luckiest thing he ever did, in more ways than one. He turned
Sample complete. Ready to continue?